Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel The Easy Concepts. I am Deepak Kuniyal, and in this video I am going to share a very important thing with you. So in my first video when I talked about my PhD selection, I promised you that I will create a video that will tell you about my experience, how I applied to various universities, why did I choose those particular universities or those countries, what was their ranking of the universities, the response I got, and so on, right? So I will tell you my whole journey from beginning where I started applying to these universities until I get selected in this particular university. So in this video I am not going to talk about many things, but yes, I will talk about the application process, the way I got their responses, and what was their responses. That is the thing I'm going to talk about here, right? In my previous video I talked about my experience in Brisbane. I also talked about the accommodation thing, how you can get it here. So that was kind of vlog thing, or not particularly educational, that I'm going to talk here. This video is particularly useful for the students who are trying to get abroad for the PhDs. I will certainly create some videos for the bachelor's or master's student later on, but right now this video will be focusing on for the PhD student basically. So there are around 20 to 25 universities where I applied. From few of them I got some responses. From some of the universities I did not got any response, and the process was a little bit like somewhere you need to give a project proposal on your own. Some universities give you some project idea, then you need to create project proposal and so on. So these kind of things happen when you apply for the PhD positions abroad, right? Okay, so let's begin. So first university that I applied was an Australian university, and that was RMIT. For this university I got a reference from my MTech supervisor, and this university I applied in November 2018, and the process went till March or April 2019, and this ranking is 130 global, and computer science ranking is between 155 to 200. So it's a very good university. I applied to this university. There was a couple of rounds that went there. So what they asked, they gave me some project idea, and I need to create a project proposal based on that. So I created that. They scheduled an interview later, but they rejected me finally in April or May 2019 by saying that I don't have much papers, or I don't have anything to show them that I can write well or something like that, right? So the issue was kind of technical. So if you don't have much paper or much projects to show them at that particular moment of time, they might reject you. So one thing that you should keep in mind, that when you're applying for the PhD positions, if you have some good papers or good projects, that might help you, right? So at that point of time I did not have any paper, so I applied there, got rejected. So basically I had started applying since November 2018, and this went for around 6 months. Means they responded very late. Actually I applied in November 2018. They responded in Jan or Feb or March. I don't remember exactly, but they replied very late, and then they rejected me. Second university after that I applied again in April 2019. It was Zurich University of Applied Sciences, but I didn't go ahead because its global ranking was 300 to 330. That is good ranking. I don't say that it's a bad ranking, but again when I was seeing its ranking in subject, in computer science specifically, I did not see any QS ranking there. So this is also one of the important criteria that you should keep in mind while you are looking for the universities outside. So you can go to our website topuniversities.com, and there you can find out the global rankings, QS ranking of all the universities, or the universities which are on there. So almost 1000 to 1200 universities are there which have their QS ranking, right? So you can go there. So from this university basically I got a response, but I did not go ahead. After that I applied in October 2019, so there was a long gap. I applied to L3S lab. So it's a lab, it's not a university, but it's a good lab, they have good papers. If I talk about its affiliation, there is a Leibniz University, it's affiliated to that, I think. So ranking of that university is around 600 to 650 global, and in CS it's around 315 to 400. So I applied to that particular lab multiple times. I sent them multiple mails, but I never got any response from them. After that, I applied to one university, Lancaster University. It is in UK. So I applied to it on November 2019, and professor sent me a mail. So he was very generous in responding. Few professors do not respond to any mails, but he sent me a mail that he is on sabbatical, and he was not that time on sabbatical, but he will be sabbatical next year, he said, and he asked me to send me a project proposal for that. So due to his sabbatical thing, I did not send him any response after that. It is also a good university. Global ranking is 146, and in CS it's 135 globally, so it's a very good university. Then again in same month I applied to another university, University of Copenhagen. It's in Denmark. It is also a very good university. Global ranking is 82 and computer science ranking is 131. So I applied to that university, but I still did not get any response. One thing before you apply to any university is see if you are applying for PhD, you need to look the professor who are working in the same kind of thing or same kind of projects you are interested in. That's why it will be benefit of applying to the universities, right? It should not happen that you are working in data mining and you are applying to blockchain or maybe networking or that kind of thing. If you have something to show on those projects, then it's good to apply there. Otherwise it should not happen that you are randomly applying to many universities and your projects or your interest does not match them. So that should not happen. So I was very selective in these things, that professors who are already working in those particular topics, similar topics, I apply to them only. So next university in November 2019 again. So in these 2 months, October and November 2019, I applied to many universities. So it was University of Southampton. Its global ranking is 78 and CS ranking is 144. So it is also a very good university. Professor was again very generous. He replied, he sent me a couple of suggestions that first I should have some good papers, and because for a PhD you need a scholarship, so you need to secure that as well. So he gave me those couple of suggestions, and he said that you can again apply later in future if you want to get a PhD position, but you need to have some couple of papers on machine learning and all these things because you are applying in this thing. So till that time I did not have any good paper. So what I did to enhance my skills and all these things, in December 2019, just after November 2019, after 1 month, I attended an annual AI school in Pokhara, Nepal. That was for 10 days. And after this, I worked on a paper which was published in IEEE Transaction. And I think it helped me a lot, right? So this paper was accepted in March 2021. So basically, I started working on that paper in 2020 and accepted in March 2021. After 2 revisions, because transaction paper takes a lot of time, so it took around 6 or 7 months, and then it was online in June 2021. So it took a lot of time, but this period was when I really worked on those things that I got suggestion from many universities. So that's how I worked, and I started applying again. So in June 2020, when my paper was online, I again applied to a university, Hong Kong Polytechnic University. It's also a good university. Its ranking is 65 globally, and in computer science its ranking is 92. So it's a very good university, but I was rejected there as well. I got a response as well. They did not cite any reason, but they said that we have found many other candidates who have better technical abilities or something like that. So again, on the basis of those technical abilities or technical things, they rejected my position and offered to someone else, most probably. Again in July 2020, I applied to RMIT Australia. That topic was on, I think, fake news detection. So I applied there and I did not got any response from there that time. It was another professor. Topic was similar to mine, but I did not got any response from there. Then in November to December 2020, I applied to a lab in France. It was INRIA. It is also a lab. It's not basic. It's not an university, so I can't tell you about its ranking. But I did not got any response from there as well. Again, I applied to University of Copenhagen in Feb 2021. Its global ranking is 82. CS is 131, and again I was rejected from there as well. So till now I have any university I applied to, I was rejected. But then there came another university, QUT, Queensland University of Technology, and I applied to it in Feb 2021. Right, its global ranking is 222, and in computer science its ranking is 137, which is very good. So I applied to this university. I found my professor, means future supervisor, from LinkedIn, as well as a few websites are there where you can find out whether there are some PhD positions or not. So one is DB Word. I will put that thing in description as well, where you can find out where PhD positions are available and all that. So I found this position there. I sent a mail to the supervisor. Then I also dropped her a message on LinkedIn as well. First sent a connection request, then I sent a message to her, to which she replied. She replied very quickly. She replied that there is no vacancy for outside people right now. If you are living in Australia, then it is for you, otherwise it's not for you. We liked your resume and we can work with you in future. So I got a positive vibe from that side. So I was very happy that I got such kind of response from some professor at this moment. Otherwise I was just getting that you don't have that technical expertise, or we don't have vacancy and something like that. I was getting something like that, or maybe I was not getting any response. So getting response from someone was so overwhelming that time. So I was happy. But as I got that there is no vacancy, so again that was positive, but again there was nothing concrete, right? So I applied to few more universities in April 2021. One is University of Sheffield, which is in UK, and another again University of Copenhagen, to which I again applied. I was constantly applying to these universities multiple times, right? So Sheffield is also a good university. Its global ranking is 96 and CS ranking is 200 to 250. Copenhagen, I already told you that its global ranking is 82 and 131 is CS ranking. But I did not got any response from these universities. University of Copenhagen, of course I got a response, but I was rejected. Again they rejected me. So at least they were sending some mails. So I was hopeful that I am getting the mail from their side. Then again in 2021 June, I applied to a German university, University of Stuttgart. So I again got a response from the professor that there are no vacancies, and also got few suggestions again. So they told me about some website where I can find out the vacancies, where they keep on posting if there is some vacancy, right? So that was also good suggestion. I got to know a few things. It's a good university as its global ranking is 355 and CS ranking is around 300 to 350. So I got these responses from these good universities. And then in June 2021 again I applied to a university, University of Birmingham. I sent 4 mail to that particular professor regarding my project ideas and the papers I have and the things I am working on. He was working on exactly similar things. So I was like that I will get selected here, because work is very similar. So why should not I get a response from there and so on, right? But even after 4 mails I never got any response. It was very good university. Its global ranking was 91 and in CS it was around 151 to 200, but I still did not got any response from that. I again applied to the Hong Kong Polytechnic University in July 2021. It is also very good university. Global ranking is 65 and CS ranking is 92, but again no response from their side. So these university did not give any response. Of course this Hong Kong and few other universities. Then in July 2021 there is a virtual fair of German universities. I attended that, but I could not find many good universities there. I was talking to someone on email, of course, but still there is no concrete thing that I got out of that. But yes, if you want to do study in Germany, you can go through that German uh, universities fair kind of thing, right? So they keep on doing that regularly. There are multiple universities that participate there, so you can talk to them. But basically in PhD, the important thing is you should talk to professor first. If your professor agree, then there is more chances that you get selected for your PhD position. But if your professor is not satisfied with you, you can't do anything. So first thing is to talk to professor when you are going for PhD. Then talk about the research work, their research work, and then things goes ahead, right? In September 2021, I applied to University of Vienna. I got just one response from them, and it was regarding submitting the application to the online platform. It was also a good university which is in Austria. Its global ranking is 151 and CS ranking is 151 to 200. So it's a good university. I applied to this, but I did not got any response after that. In September 2021 and in January 2022, I also applied to another university which is University of British Columbia. It is very good university. Its global ranking is 47 and CS ranking is 21. But again, there was no response from them in these two mails. So everything was in vain till now. In Feb 2022, I applied to University of Barcelona, which is in Spain. So I had a long conversation with professor there. So I was communicating through emails as well as the LinkedIn. So LinkedIn was one of the tools that I was using throughout the process. So I talked to that professor. She was a lady professor. So what happened, they actually have a kind of system where they need their R degrees in their system. So they have created a software where we need to convert our degrees into a Spanish system. All the subject name and all those things would be in that system, and again the grading kind of thing should be in that system as well. But when I tried it, I could not convert those things, right? I talked to my universities, my Uttarakhand Technical University as well as IIT Roorkee. I mailed them, but I got no response. So they're also very passive in these things. They did not respond. But again, some agent said to me, because when later I got selected for the Australia QUT, my agent told me that it's in Delhi. If you want to apply for those Spanish universities, you need to convert those degrees from the Delhi only. So there are some organizations which do such kind of things, but still it was a big headache. So I tried for that. I could not do these things, so I left that, right? It was also a very good university. Its global ranking was 184 and the CS ranking was 142, but I could not do that, right? In Feb 2022, again I applied for the University of Oslo, and its global ranking is 101 and CS ranking is 151 to 200. From this university also I got only one response, and it was regarding the submitting application, that your application submitted and all that, we'll get back to you. But I got nothing back. Okay. Then again Feb 2022, I applied to a university which is Columbia University. It's a very good university. Global ranking is 22 and CS ranking is 20. So it is one best university till now I applied to, but I got no response from there. Then after that I applied to same month Feb 2022. I applied to Technical University of Catalonia. It's Barcelona Tech. Again, it's a good university, 343 global ranking and 86 CS ranking, but I got no response from there. And then there comes this thing where I am right now, QUT. I applied to QUT. I connected with professor through email and LinkedIn, and it's a good university. As I told you that its ranking is 222 and CS ranking is 137. So I connected with my professor and exchanged few mails, and firstly they told me that yes, we have a project, your profile looks interesting and so on. So what you can do, you can create a project proposal. I worked on that. So I responded back to my professor. She was very quick in responding. So when I sent her response, she told me some few things that I need to change. I changed it, and then everything was done, right? So this was the first step when I started applying. But what happened after that, for the scholarship kind of thing, I was not selected yet, but for the scholarship kind of thing, I need to apply both at the same time, right? For my PhD position as well as my scholarship thing. But for the scholarship thing, what I have to do, I need few things like my degree and all that. I have those things, my papers and all these things. I have already those things. But one thing that I need was the English requirement test that I need to fulfill. So for the English requirement test, you can either crack PTE, IELTS, TOEFLs, and there is one Cambridge test also. So these are the tests that I need to crack. So it was a time around Feb 2022, and the date was around 14th or 15th Feb, when my professor said that now you can apply. And the thing was that in Australian university you cannot apply on your own, you need to get through an agent, because there are many fake things going on. So basically Australian universities get an agent, and then you need to apply through them only. So they check your documents. And when I talked to agent regarding my English requirement, he told me that there are different tests that I already told you. So I need to crack one of these tests, right? So IELTS and TOEFL take some time. In speaking module, you need to be face interview 1-to-1. So it can take around 7 or 10 days to get the result. He told me that there is an exam which is PTE. You can crack in 2 days. And why I need 2 days? Because this date when I went to agent, that was around 15th of Feb, and I need to apply before 26 March, around 25 or 26 March. That was the exact date. So I did not have much time. I need to crack the exam, apply. If I am not able to crack the exam, PTE or anything, IELTS or TOEFL, I need to give it again. So my perspective was to give exam, get the result as soon as possible, and then go for the PhD position. So I will tell you the journey of this exam, because this video is already lengthy, how I prepared for that and so on. But right now I just want to tell you that I cracked PTE, which was not that difficult, not that easy, because whenever you are in exam, you are already tensed and you need to manage the time and all these things. So this exam is also similar kind of thing, where you need to manage all those things. You need to be punctual in your timings. You need to manage those time, because every question is timed. Most of the questions are timed. If you are not timed, but again then you need to manage how many questions you need to do in how much time. So that was to crack my English requirements. But by God's grace and by the hard work, I just cracked that exam in just 1 month. Score was also good. I got 7 overall in PT, and then I applied to this position, PhD position in Queensland University of Technology. And then the process went on ahead. It took a lot of time. First I got the position of PhD. I got offer letter for that, but that was not a scholarship one. So I waited a long time again. Then I got the scholarship position. Then I waited for the visa thing and so on, and finally I am here. So I hope you have liked this video where I talked about these kind of universities. If you have any questions regarding anything, or maybe I will have something in my mind that I could not tell you in this video, because in this particular video my focus was to tell you about different universities where you can apply, or how can you apply, how to use that feedback particularly for your benefit, and then keep on applying. So the thing is, you should be very regular with these things. You should keep on applying. You cannot say that you have applied to one university and then just wait and watch. It can't happen like that. You need to apply to some universities, even if you are not prepared, get their feedback, work on that feedback, again apply to few universities, and so on. That's how you can crack these universities. So I almost took 4 years to do all these things. If I was selected in the first university where I applied to, till now my PhD would have been finished, but it's not. I am starting the PhD now. So it's a kind of job. So you have to work either in PhD or you're in a job or anywhere you're working, right? So take it as a job. work hard and you can do it. If you have any question regarding any of these things that I have said in this video or any other thing, you can just post your queries in the comments and I will try to respond back all of you as soon as possible or whenever I get time. Okay, so guys, see you in the next video. Till then, thank you so much. Bye bye.